Welcome back to the Lost Boyz Podcast, episode 42. Gianni.
Brandon, this is a Jackie Robinson episode.
Yeah, Jackie Robinson episode. And it's also the first episode of 2023.
2023.
So welcome if you're still here for 2023. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you else.
2023, I remember we were recording right here with dim ass lights, this camera.
2022, you mean?
Now I'm saying it's 2023 now, but looking back, right? No autofocus.
Yep.
And here we are.
41 weeks later, made it to 2023 and 10 weeks away from 1 year.
10 weeks.
Let's go. We're going to keep going. With that being said, today's episode is going to be about our goals, your goals, goal setting, everything about goals for 2023 to attack and win it. Because right now there's a lot of resolutionaries, but as we know, they fight guerrilla warfare. So they run in fast and they die fast as well. So we're going to try to fix that.
It's true. A lot of people right now going to the gym that will not be there a month from now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I got to go to the gym after recording this. I'm about to get into a fight just for like a bench or something. So it's going to be interesting. I'm about to fight with like, I don't know, some dude I've never seen in my life, even though I've been going to the same gym for like the last 2-3 years. But hey, it is what it is. At least they're trying.
Hey, I don't knock the effort.
Yeah. With that being said, I'll kind of start with my goals first, or at least one of them, and then we just go back and forth, and then we could get into like, more deeper about how we set our goals and why we set it that specific way. So for me, one of my goals is to start my own business, but not just start it, make money off of it so that I can get off working the jobs I work. And for me, that's an online fitness business, which I've been working on. So stay tuned because I'll be having an online training program, online training business where I would train clients online, help you with nutrition, workout plans, things like that. Stay tuned for that because I'm going to make that happen. I'm in the process of making it happen. That's one of my goals for this year, and I'm already working towards that. So it'll be here sooner than you think. That's for me, one of my goals. And then the goal is to make enough money off that so that I don't have to work the jobs I'm working now, which would give me more time to focus on that and many other things, which can then expand and hopefully take me to where I want to be from there. So that's one of my goals for me. You got any?
So one of my goals for this year is similar to open up a business, but really I want to hone in on a skill. I want to develop like one solid skill. Like let's say it's marketing or something like that. Really want to dive into that and open a business off of that.
Okay.
I haven't decided. I have a few ideas, but ideas don't mean shit.
Yeah.
It's the execution that matters. So I'm thinking something along the ways of marketing, maybe e-commerce. But
Okay. So like a social media kind of marketing or?
yeah, I'm thinking something along the lines of like a social media marketing.
Dope. We'll be able to help each other out then.
Hey,
There you go.
problem solved.
There you go. Problem solved. Boom. Dope. Another goal of mine is I just forgot it. I was just gonna say and I forgot it. Damn, 2022 Gianni's back. Fuck.
You thought we was better?
No, definitely another goal of mine, I think obviously you relate to it, is moving. I want to move.
Yeah, massive goal.
So by the end of 2023, my goal is for you guys to see that I moved and I'm living in an apartment or a condo, which is pretty much the same thing, in Miami. So Brickell preferably, but just Miami in general.
Yeah.
And as you can tell by the backdrop of our channel, we like Miami. So yeah.
I agree. So the Miami goal is a big one for me because it's like I turned 25 this year, right?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but you skipped a year because of COVID.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I turned 24 this year now. I'm 23.
So like turning 25 this year, it's like, all right. I, like most people, feel the timer on your back where it's like, yo, like you got to make something happen. And when I think of things I've always wanted to do, when I was a little kid, like Florida's always been like wild to me, and then going as like a teenager, I was like, yo, Miami's pretty cool. So I think this is the year where it's like have to make the jump.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this year, by December 31st of 2023, you will see us in Miami. And I don't think that I know that. I shouldn't say that. I know that. So it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It might happen sooner than you guys think. It might happen a little later than you guys think. But it's going to happen. That's one of the goals for this year. And the whole point of having goals is to accomplish those goals.
Exactly.
So that's what we're going to do. Take it one goal at a time. Like for me, right now my goal is building the business. Then my next goal is to make money off the business. Third goal is make enough money off the business where I could get rid of the jobs I'm working. And then from there is using that money to make more money, which then would lead to me moving.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like how it's all like laid out step by step in a plan. So it's like for 90 days, I'm going to go hard at this. Then the next 90 days, I'm going to go hard at with this. Then 90 days hard at this. And everything just kind of compounds and builds into one thing. And before you know it, you're there. So
I forget how the saying goes, but it's like an idea with a deadline is a goal.
Yeah.
And a goal with steps is a plan. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
But I think that's the important thing is not only just, I want to move to Miami. It's the deadline of no later than December 31st. Like by the end of this year, you will see us in Miami. And then it's the way you just reverse engineered it, right? So it's like, all right, working on the business. And the business needs to make money. And then from making money, it needs to make X amount of money to replace the job. Puts time back into the business, right? Moving forward from there. I think that's a solid fucking plan.
Yeah. And then my goal is to focus 90 days at a time. So, I mean, obviously that's like, 4 quarters? Or roughly 4 quarters. So like 90 days on this. And obviously it can happen sooner than 90 days. It could take a little longer, but generally 90 days is what I'm trying to do. And then just have that kind of carry over. Because if I just went from, I'm here where I am right now, I'm trying to build this business. I build it, but I have no goal for the business as far as like how much I want to make, how quickly I want to make it, and what I want to do with it, where I want to end up based off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just focus from here to the biggest macro goal. I'm probably gonna fall off by this day 300. This day 2 out of 365.
Yeah.
To stay that focus on the macro goal for that long is probably not realistic, because it's more of a motivational aspect to it. So then it kind of just fall off. But if you can do it for 90 days where motivation is kind of fresh, then you kind of build that discipline from there, and you prove to yourself that you've accomplished it in 90 days. Then I feel like that's when you get momentum. And momentum is what you need and what everyone should strive for. That's what I'm trying to get this year, momentum. Because with momentum, you can build and things go. It's like like the wheel. You take a ginormous wheel and it's super heavy. You can't get it. But then eventually you get to one part and it tips over, and then that's it. It goes. And then before you know it, it goes a million miles per hour down the hill. So it's the hardest part is getting it going. But once you get it going, once you get it going, it goes. So that's where I'm trying to get to right now. So I'm trying to just build momentum within 90 days at a time to then get me going for the rest of my life.
What you just said is important, because it's just getting past that moment of inertia. And it's like one of the rules of physics where it's like, dude, an object in motion stays in motion.
Yep.
You build that momentum and you just keep riding it, stay in motion.
Yeah. Same thing with like, you put your foot on the gas pedal. It's not going to stop unless you take it off. You just, the further you put your foot down on the gas pedal, the faster you're going to go. So same thing. The object's in motion. Step on it hard, it's going to go in motion. So there's a bunch of different analogies for that, like the snowball effect as well.
Oh, yeah.
Or like even a butterfly effect too. It's like one little thing led to this, but you get the gist of what I'm talking about.
There's a lot of little different analogies in the world.
Yeah.
I would say I have another goal too. It's finally I want to roll out my personal channel, right? Help y'all motherfuckers with your credit and shit. Like talking about things like credit, like personal finance, things like that. I think something I've always wanted to do, but you know when there's things that you like want to do, but you kind of just like they're on the side there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time to like actually put focus on the things I really do want to do.
Okay. Do you have like a plan for it yet, or is it just more an idea right now?
I have videos. I have like 90. This is how long this has been in my head, but I've been so distracted by trying to do other things that I have like 94 videos planned out and everything ready to go. Just have to literally just record them and create the YouTube channel.
Get to it. Yeah, and then that's the easiest part.
Yeah.
The having the ideas is the hardest part. But 94 videos, you said?
Just about. Definitely low 90s.
That if you put out one video a week, you have almost 2 years. So you could put out two videos a week and have almost 1 year's worth of content right there. So
probably do like a Monday, Thursday release.
Yeah. I mean, whatever makes sense. But I say get on that. And then set a deadline for it too. Like, okay, I want to do this. I want to start by this day. Or I want to have this amount of videos posted on YouTube by this day. This amount by this day, this amount by this date, and so on and so forth. Or have this amount pre-recorded by this date, this amount pre-recorded by this date. That way it keeps you on track.
And ahead of schedule.
Yeah, that too, because things come up. So
life happens.
Yeah. Even if you're only like 2 weeks ahead, you could even be a month ahead. And then if like you see in your comment section a bunch of people are asking for one specific thing, you just drop a bonus video for that. But you still have your stuff planned out for the rest of the year. So you're good on that. And the further ahead you get, then the more time you have to edit and just drop them the same day the video actually drops, drop clips, all that stuff. So, yeah. I mean, I know why the time constraint for you exists, but, and I get it. But, yeah, I'd say just try.
That's another thing, too, like, really saying this to myself, but I feel like this applies to many people, is really getting intentional with my time. Like, need to be better. I was doing this really well, and then trips to Miami and everything, like, life just started getting a little wild. But really dedicating and zoning in to, on a daily basis, there was 2 things I was doing that I want to re-implement back into my day now, where it was I was not going a single day without doing both of these things. And it was 1, going to the gym, and 2, an hour of working on a goal. Those were my only goals for the days, right? So it was, no matter what I did in the day, I was going to the gym at least once, and I was dedicating a solid hour, like do not disturb type hour.
Yeah. And
just working on whatever it was I was focusing on.
Yeah. Definitely just got to get back onto that.
Yeah.
Just get that back implemented in the daily schedule. Some sort of way. Even if it's not like one consistent hour, it's just like 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. I mean, 1 hour is probably better, but 15 minutes still adds up.
Yeah.
So an hour is an hour at the end of the day.
An hour is an hour.
So, yeah. I mean, I say get on that. There's definitely, anything can happen. Anything can pop off. It's just like how much you put into it. Like, even with this, like, we could pop off with this. We don't put enough effort into it. This,
totally.
We treat it more like just like a little hobby.
Yeah.
For now. But a lot of that is because of time constraints and other things we're focused on. But I will say I'm glad we're actually in motion, though, because now if we decide to take it 100%, we already have tons of content and things to put out, where once we get on other social media platforms and try pushing our stuff, it's not like we're stuck somewhere. It's like, no, we have plenty of content to push out there.
Yeah.
So, and we have like 69, 70 subscribers, but it helps, you know. It's better than seeing a 0.
Listen, 70 is 70 more than 0.
Yeah. Like, 70 is 70 more than we would have had 42 weeks ago.
Exactly.
Like, so it's somewhere. It's a start. And it hasn't been a full year. So again, we got 10 more weeks to get to 100 subscribers. That's the goal. And who knows what can happen in year 2. Year 2, it could take one video that pops off and changes everything for us. So, you never know. But that's why it's important to just get the ball rolling. Because if we never started, we would have been 1 year later, almost 1 year later. Mm-hmm. And we probably would have been like, yo, we should start a podcast.
Yo, facts. We would have been like, yo, we've been talking about this for like a year now, man. Like, let's just start the podcast.
Exactly. And the best part is, like, we've grown through that process too. So there's so much that we've spoken about that maybe we got more knowledgeable about, got smarter on, more educated about, maybe have stronger beliefs on, or maybe the opposite where maybe we don't agree as heavily with, you know? So you get to like see change in real time as well. So,
Agreed.
I mean, I for me, I like it. For me, it's like a way to like express versus like having like deep ass conversations with my head by myself, like in my room as I'm just like doing something.
Nah,
So
it's the same for me. Like, when I'm here telling you, yo, be accountable, right? Like, yo, set up goals and everything like that. It's a reminder to me where it's like, yo, make sure your goals are in line.
yeah,
Make sure you know what your plan of action is. Things like that.
yeah,
The advice that we really give to you guys, it's really kind of giving it to ourselves.
Yeah, that's how I treat it. It's like what I'm basically saying is me telling myself what I need to do. It's like how they always say like people are really give really good advice to other people except for themselves.
Yep.
So I'm like, if I can say it to other people, I know it's gonna be good, and then all I gotta do is just apply it to myself. Like, just hear my own self out and be like, oh, okay. It's like somehow me saying it to a camera that's not moving, that it's just staring at us.
A little plastic box.
Yeah, a little plastic box helps me get it out, versus just like saying it in my head, be like, oh yeah, I need to do this. But if I vocalize it, then it's like more emphasized on me. Like, okay, you just gave a whole explanation as to why you need to do this. There's no reason to like doubt why you need to do it. You just know you need to do it now. So,
and it's funny too, because on top of all that, the cherry on top is that somebody gets value from this.
exactly.
Like, occasionally when there's a comment like, yo, like that's dope or whatever, it's like that shit feels good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So-
Even when somebody hates.
Yeah, no, I love it. The fact somebody is giving us the attention,
Yeah.
good or bad, to me is like, yes.
Yeah. We got called misogynist. I love women, so I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't
facts.
believe that one. That one's not true. I love women. I love all women. Okay, maybe not all, but I love a lot of women.
I cherish the female species.
Yes. But no, yeah. So like, as far as like goal setting and stuff. So another thing another thing I'm working on that I've so far, it's only been 2 days. I've been consistent with it though. But I started doing some of it before the new year. Is reading 30 minutes a day at the minimum. So like, even if I had more time to read more, if I feel like at 30 minutes, like, that's it. Just as long as I'm getting 30 minutes in a day, just to create that new habit.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing that like 2 weeks ago, and I've been doing that consistently. The last 2 days I've woke up at like 6, 7 in the morning. That's something I'm trying to get better at, because I am not a morning person for shit. And I could sleep till 3 p.m. if I really wanted to. I like force myself to wake up basically half the time. So I want to wake up early in the morning and just get as much done before I have to take care of other things. That way I can be as productive as possible. And then when I have that extra hour or two at night, I could just throw more work into it, into like building the business or whatever the case may be, whatever it is that I'm doing in the day. So that's another thing I'm trying to work on. That's another thing I am working on currently. So that's what I'm trying to do. So like, that's what I'm doing the next 90 days. Again, like I said, so from January 1st to March 31st, I don't know if that's exactly 90 days or not, but that's the time frame I have, is read for 30 minutes every day, 2 to 4 hours working on a business, wake up early in the morning, and then work out minimum 4 to 6 times a week. So those are my goals. I got to get my legs beefier. So that's the goal too. Summertime, they don't have to be ginormous, but have nice little cuts. You could tell I work on my legs. You could tell I work them out, just not that consistently. Sometimes. Like, I'll go consistent, and then I'll have like a 2-week break period, and I'll jump back in on it. And like, in the moment I love it, but then afterwards I hate it, feeling the pain of walking.
That rollover day, man.
Hey, that's what you gotta do to feel the rewards. But anyways, I want to get my legs beefier, so that's another goal. But I have like little goals like that. I want to get more into like being specific with the goals though, because I think just saying the goal like that is very what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's very like vague.
Yeah.
Or like, it leaves a lot of room for like different interpretations. So I think if you're like more specific, it's better, because it's telling you exactly what you need to do. It's kind of like saying like, oh, this semester I want to get good grades.
Mm-hmm.
What does good grades mean to you? To somebody who's a straight D student, it could be C's. So you got to be specific. It's like, no, this semester I want to get 4 A's in my 4 classes I'm taking in college. Something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's a little bit more specific. And then also a good way to have those goals too is to, if you know how you can achieve it, is to write how you can achieve it afterwards. If you're not sure, I would say then that's telling you need to do more homework, find more people that know about it, whether it's through YouTube, in person, whatever the case may be is. And then that should be another goal. It's like, okay, I want to get more knowledgeable about it first. Then I want to accomplish this by this date, kind of thing.
And I think it's important too, like the being open to the fact that you don't know everything right away. So dedicating a specific time to get the knowledge on the said thing that you want to work on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you don't, that's when, you might try something, but there's always going to be like that imposter syndrome. Yeah. You feel like you shouldn't be doing it or you're not worthy to do it.
Yeah. Like, for example, for me, right? Like, let's say, by this, I would say, let's say I want to make 10K a month from online personal training. I could say that, but then that's vague. It's like, okay, but when do you want to make that by? It's like, oh, let's say I want to make by March 31st, I want to have made at least 10K in 1 month from online personal training. Now I have a timeline. Now I have a goal, like a deadline, where now it's going to create more pressure. So I have to now do the work if I want to achieve that. And that creates more pressure to then make yourself more inclined to go and do the work. Whereas if I just say, I want to make 10K in 1 month by online personal training, I could slack off for 3 months. Yeah. Go hard for 2 months, slack off for another 2 months. And then like the last few months of the year, then go hard. So it's like, I accomplished it at the end. I could accomplish it like 2 months into the year. Who knows? By then, I could have been at like 20K a month, So
you also get, progress is it compounds.
Yeah.
So like, let's say you get that 10K in March, right? Maybe you get 11K in April. Couldn't remember what came after March, right? Yeah. And then after that, maybe you have an even better month. You go 13. Yeah. Next thing you know, by the end of the summer, you're at 20, 25. Like, yeah, just roll, like, compound. Progress compounds. Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind too. And that's the importance of structuring your goals a certain way to keep that in line.
Yeah. And that's important when it comes, and that's why I say being specific is important. There's also another acronym that is called SMART goals. It was like specific, measurable, I think is relativity, which kind of dumb. Oh, I skipped A. Achievable, then relative, which is dumb because if it's your goals, because it's probably relative to you or whatever the case may be, it's relative in the moment. And then time, I think it's timely. So it's like, have a specific goal, a goal that you can measure out, that it can be achieved. Like, not a goal that says I'm gonna do 300 backflips in a row, because that's probably impossible. Relative, so like it makes sense in the moment. And then the timeline, like, can you do it within a reasonable time? And that's a good approach to go about it. And you could break it down that way, like have that down and then write down your goal. Okay, here's my goal. Okay, let me be more specific about it. My goal is to make 10K in 1 month. Okay, let me get more specific. I want to make 10K in 1 month by March 31st. Is it measurable? Yes, it can be measurable. Things like, and then you just check everything else off, make sure it all makes sense. And you go from there.
See, I like that. I never heard that smart way like that. But something that is also like what I thought of when you said relative is like with goals. For example, I want to start a personal channel, right? I think a very poor way of setting goals is saying I want to be at 1,000 subscribers, right, by the end of the year, or hypothetically speaking. But that's a result that's relying on other people, as opposed to saying, you know what, instead of 1,000 subscribers, what do I need to do to get those subscribers? I need to upload. So my goal is to upload 60 videos this year.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, 60 videos.
Yeah.
So I can achieve my goal regardless of anybody else's actions, right? So you can have your, bless you, have your own success in achieving the goal that is going to put you in a high likely range of achieving that original goal.
Yeah.
Like if you're putting up 60 videos a year, think about it, that's a video and then some a week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you make your goals about achievable in the sense of like what can I control? I'm gonna control the fuck out of it.
Mm-hmm.
In a good way. Not like manipulating people, but more like I have complete control over how much content I could put out. So I'm gonna control how much content I could put out. This is 100% on me.
Yeah.
And then as a result of that, you get viewership, you get subscribers, things like that. And you can even make smaller goals too. Like by January 31st, I want to have X amount of videos posted. And then what happens is you see, okay, I got it done. Even if you didn't think it was possible because like maybe time schedules or whatever, you got it done. Then it proves to you like, oh shit, I can do it. And maybe I had extra time too. It's like, okay, well, February, I want to have this amount of content put out and this amount. And then you like focus on just putting out so much content and the quality and all that stuff. And you detach from like, again, the uncontrollables of like people actually subscribing. All like to an extent, you have a little bit of control because you need to put out the content for them to do it, but you can't physically grab them and make them hit subscribe. So that's like a good way to go about it too. And then you just build, and then you realize, okay, how much time do I actually have? And this is how much I'm actually able to do with my time. And then you start learning from there. Because sometimes it seems like we don't have enough time. But it's not that we don't have enough time. It's just that we don't prioritize the time we have for the things we want. Because we think we want them, but we don't want them. Because if we want it, then we would have it.
I remember probably like 30 episodes ago by now when we did the time calculations.
Yeah.
How much time you're wasting per day and per week and everything like that. Like the time is there.
Yeah.
Just got to find it.
Yeah. It's
not even find it, you got to make it.
Yeah. What I heard was you can't want your goals, you have to need your goals.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you just want something, like let's say I want 100K subscribers by December 1st, I want 100K subscribers. I can want that and do the things for that, but I'm not going to take it as serious because I just want it.
Yeah.
But if I need 100K subscribers by December 1st, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I can to make sure I get 100K subscribers because now it's a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer a want. And when you need something, you're going to find a way to make it happen. If I need money, I'm going to find a way to make money.
Yeah.
If I need this, I'm going to find a way to get this. If I need an inhaler, I'm going to find a fucking inhaler. Yeah, I'm not having an asthma attack. If I just want an inhaler, that I might fuck off for like 2 weeks before I actually go get it. And then I say, oh, you know what? I'll go get it today. I'm already here. But if I need it, I'm going to get up and go get it. So there's a difference.
Absolutely.
There's a big difference.
Your way of thinking is different around it. The urgency is different around it. What you're willing to do for it is different. So
yeah. And that's another thing, mindset too. It all comes down to your mindset. Like how you view things, your perspective on things is going to affect what you achieve and what you don't. You have to have the right mindset too. You have to believe that you can get it and also have a mindset of like you need to have it. It's not, and for some people, they may make an argument where it's like, oh, but it may make me anxious or whatever. It's like, well, good.
mm-hmm.
It's going to make you do the work then.
Yeah.
Or at least in my case, that's how I view it. Like if I have the pressure of like needing to do something, I don't get anxiety, but I just know, okay, I need this done by this day. It creates the pressure. If it's important to me, I'm going to get it done. If it's not important to me, then I don't need it then because I could care less. So mindset is another thing. Like you have to change your mindset. I feel like a lot of people have a negative state of mind and then they get negative results and just negative experiences and as a whole. And then they think the world owes them something. And it's like, no, that's not how that shit works. Like everybody, it's easy to be negative. It's easy to be mean. It's easy to be rude. That's why people value people who are positive, nice, and achieve things that other people can't because it's hard. It's not easy for everybody to do that. But for me to go slap somebody in the street is pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like I could easily do that. But I'm making a conscious choice not to do that because I know that's not right. And that's more commendable than going and slapping somebody on the street because somebody called me a bitch earlier and I didn't do nothing about it. Now I'm mad about it.
Yeah.
It's like, do the things that are hard and you reap the rewards for it. Do the things that are easy and you not reap any rewards because it's easy. And everyone can do it. So.
What usually comes easy usually comes with problems.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Whatever comes easy, exactly, comes with problems. Whether it's money, whatever the case may be, fast money, slow problems.
Absolutely.
Very true. Seeing that with the PPP loans, people are getting sniped left and right. Hey, you wanted your fast money. Here's your slow problem. You're facing jail time, buddy. that $5 million mansion you bought for your mom, the $2 million freaking Ferrari you might have bought. I don't even know if there's a Ferrari that costs $2 million, but there's if there is, all that stuff, and you thought you weren't going to get caught. Buddy, you got till 2027 for them to audit you. Good luck. You still got 4 more years to cross your fingers and hope they don't come knock on your door. So,
son, I'd be chilling in Switzerland for the next 5 years, or Spain or something.
Yeah,
I'll be chilling over there, and then at the end of the time period, then I'll be like, yeah, let me go visit my family.
Yeah, and one thing I believe is that people say there's no shortcuts to success. I think there is only one shortcut to success. That's mentors. Being around people and having guidance from people that have already done it. That's the only shortcut that exists. But any other shortcut to like wealth, it's not a shortcut. It's just a problem waiting to happen.
Yeah.
And it might not happen right away, but it's going to happen at some point. So, I mean, like you've seen it with like, you see it now with crypto crashing. There's people who were actually knowledgeable about it, smart about it, understood what they were doing, weren't shiesty scamming people, and like are still doing okay today and had the right mindset. And then you have a ton of people who were shiesty scammers taking money from people, doing pump and dumps and all that stuff, and they're all broke now because crypto tanked because of the market right now.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example. You got your money fast, but at what cost? Now you got problems. You're broke. That car you have, you can't afford. That house you live in, you can't afford. That lifestyle you were once living, you can't afford. Can't do none of it now. Now what are you going to do? You got to start back from zero. And you think people are going to trust you after you just scam people?
Nah.
Like, look at the FTX guy.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he did. All he did was scam people. Got so huge. Billions of dollars. Fast money, slow problems. Yep. Now he's looking at probably like 30 to life in jail for the absurd amount of scamming he did at such a high level.
If there's one thing about the justice system that they don't fuck with is when you fuck with people's money. Specifically,
Uncle Sam's money.
Yeah.
More than anything, their money. Although like crypto, they say is decentralized, but still, there's still a level of regulation to it. At least in America with the SEC. Like you can't just scam people. Like you're gonna get caught, and that's what happens to. That's what's happening with Logan Paul right now. He's getting a lot of backlash for scamming people with NFTs. Supposedly he's going to drop a video soon explaining it. But there was a video that came out basically explaining how like him and the team that created the NFT like had like this like weird dynamic. They were all like beefing at one point and they just like all scammed their fans.
God damn.
So there's a lot of people that lost money and then like no one ever spoke about it. And it was one of them, I think, that broke the silence and like, or an investigator broke the silence and like called it out. And so he's getting a lot of backlash because they had to hear it from somebody else. He never came out himself and actually explained it. Like, look, this is what happened, or look, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to try to fix it. Whatever. He just kind of left it as it is and tried to let it go in the dark, but it got exposed. So now everybody was like on his case for it. But again, fast money, slow problems. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
That's a crazy thing, especially when it's something like that, when you don't bring it to light and people uncover it. Not only are you seen as a dick for the thing, whatever it may be, you're also seen as a dick for trying to cover up the thing.
Yeah.
So you're taking 2 L's.
Yeah. Because there's no accountability. It's like, oh, somebody had to call you out for you to come out and take accountability. It's like, why didn't you do this a year ago when everybody was getting scammed out their money, you know, like families too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was about like an NFT game, and a bunch of investors lost like millions of dollars too, like a whole bunch of. It was from at least from the video I saw. I think he's gonna bring out post a response video. I don't know what he's gonna say, what his argument is, and I'm sure somebody will compare facts, false, whatever the case may be. It's probably gonna be like a he said, she said kind of thing, but unless there's true like specific evidence, but we'll see. And then the other thing with crypto too is like a lot of them are fucked too because everything's on the blockchain. So anything you want to see that anybody's doing, you can go and see exactly what they bought, how much of it they bought, when they sold, how much they sold. Like you see everything.
Yeah.
So it's like if you scam, anyone can see that you scammed. So it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot. It's like, okay, you're going to make this money this one time, but that's it. So if it seems too easy, if it seems too like too good to be true, somebody's fucking you. You just don't know it. You just don't know it. Yeah. Yeah. Typically, if it seems too good to be true, it's because it is. It's because somewhere along the lines you're getting fucked and you don't know you're getting fucked. And that's typically how it goes. But yeah. Anyways, welcome to 2023.
Avoid scams.
Yeah, avoid scams, avoid fast money. Work for what you want, set goals, be specific about them, and just go hard. Break it down into 30 days, 60 days, 90 days habits of like, for these next 30 days, I'm going to do this. For the next 60 days, this. 90 days, this. Or whatever the case may be. Whatever makes more sense to you. For this week, I'm going to do this. Maybe you like it. Or maybe it was hard. Especially if it was hard. Like, waking up early for me is hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I want to focus on doing all the difficult things. Because that's going to make me work harder.
Yeah.
If I focus on the easy things like waking up when I want to wake up, I'm not going to have much of a drive to do anything because it's easy. And like, that's why I want to start taking cold showers. I want to get a cold plunge actually, but it's bread. It's like $5,000. At least the one that I want because it's portable. But no, yeah. Just do the things that are difficult. Do the things that are uncomfortable. Stay focused. And hopefully when we welcome you guys into 2024, everybody who's viewing this is in a much better place, whether it be health, financial, whatever else, fitness, whatever else.
You said health first, right?
Yeah, health overall is, I mean, it's pretty generic, like mental health, physical health, fitness, just all that stuff. So yeah, stay focused.
Figure out what your goals are. Number one, if you don't know what your goal is, figure it out.
Yeah. Also, having no goals is probably not a good thing. Not that it's not a good thing. I just feel like, then what are you striving for?
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to end up in the same place 1 year from today.
Yep.
So it's like, if you want to be exactly how you are today, next year, then obviously don't change anything. But I think as humans, we all should strive to be better. There's like, you can never be good enough. Mm-hmm. There's always something you can improve on. And in any realm of your life. So
agreed. Stay
focused, stay consistent, stay persistent, and make it happen. That's all I've got for today's episode. You?
I think that's a strong closing right there.
But that being said, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, your grandmother too. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.